Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Now, students, we are moving towards the end of the course and syllabus, and it's just 2-3 lectures which are left. So the plan is to record lecture till the end so that I can communicate and I can have a discussion in the live classes once we'll be meeting face to face on the 1st of February. So get ready for keep working for the midterm exams as well as for the quizzes. And so far we have covered from monopoly. The last lecture was about, I guess, monopoly key. We were talking about monopoly supply curve. Um so this lecture is about further details from monopoly. The details covers there are three types of monopoly. Monopoly further is distinguished and distributed. This is lecture number, I guess. यहाँ से देखते हैं. This lecture is 11.3, तो ये हो जाएगा 14.1, 11 12.1. Okay. This is about types, degrees of monopolies. Degrees of monopoly. There are three degrees. First degree monopoly. Number 2, second degree monopoly. Okay. And third is third degree monopoly. What are the differences between them and why they are important? So let's have a look at what is first degree monopoly. If we talk about first degree monopoly, so what is monopoly? Monopoly is a situation where the producer is price maker or setter. Okay, they are not price taker. So if they are price makers, so this means that they can demand, they can set price as they want to. So there are three ways in which they can set the price, and they are called first degree monopoly, second degree monopoly, and third degree monopoly. All these monopolies conditions are differentiated on the basis of the prices they can set or in what situation. So I'll explain one by one what is first degree monopoly, how the price is charged in this particular type, and then I'll move on to the next one. So let's start with the first degree monopoly. What is meant by a first degree monopoly? So first degree monopoly is a situation where the monopolist is able to charge the price according to your willingness to pay. So what is it that if I talk about the demand function, which is also called the average revenue function, let's take here quantities, and here you have to have prices, and then I'm making a demand function which is also average revenue function, which we have defined earlier. So if just suppose if I talk about this point is representing that the producer consumer wants to get 1 unit, and the willingness to pay is that, let's say, P1. And similarly, if I talk about point B, that is a consumer wants to get this unit at what price? P2. So as I am moving on, both the units are to be demanded at the lower prices as law of demand. So given this whole story, as you can see, consumer willingness to pay is P1 for to buy product 1. What happens in the first degree monopoly? That the producer is in a situation to charge the price according to the willingness to the pay by each individual. So each unit is being sold at a different price according to willingness to pay. So this is called first degree monopoly. So what do you think, what could have been the consumer surplus in this case? Let's have a look at consumer surplus in a general case. If we have, here we have quantity, here we have price, demand, and if we have supply. So this is equilibrium, and this Q bar level is to be sold, not only this particular unit but all the units from 0 to Q1 are to be sold at same price, which is P bar. But if you look at this, the first unit the consumer was willing to buy at a higher price, but the market is offering it at a lower price, and that creates the consumer surplus by this vertical line. And all these vertical lines actually the consumer surplus. And why this is happening? Because all the units are being sold at the same price, even lesser than the consumer's willingness to pay. And that's what happened in the first degree monopoly, that producer is able to charge producer is able to sell each unit at a price which is willingness to pay. So what do you think, what would be the consumer surplus in this case? Of course, consumer surplus in this case will become zero. So that is there are more a lot of details about this first degree monopoly, but I think for this time just keep it this way and just keep it at this level, and then I'll discuss about the second degree monopoly. So let's move on and see what is second degree monopoly. Second degree monopoly or price discrimination. This is all price discrimination. People are charged discriminated prices. And three levels: first degree price discrimination, second degree price discrimination, and third degree price discrimination. So let's have a look at price discrimination. Uh, second degree price discrimination is a situation where there is a capacity constraint. What is a capacity constraint? A capacity constraint is a situation when the firm cannot produce until they are producing at their capacity. They cannot ignore the constraint that the capacity is not being fulfilled. It is difficult for the firm to produce if they are not fulfilled with the capacity. So in order to reach their capacity, what they do, they generally sell a certain level at a price such that their capacity is met. If I just describe the capacity constraint in terms of a diagram. So the diagram look like this, where I have a curve. The supply function is a marginal cost. Marginal cost curve is a supply function. So I want to present a supply function which is representing the concept of capacity constraint. Since the firm is interested to sell its all capacity, so what they will do, that suppose करें कि this is a quantity level and this is a price and this is a capacity of the firm. The firm has to sell its output till this level. उससे कम पे नहीं बेच सकती. तो क्या होगा? In order to meet this capacity, they will sell all the inputs till this level at a horizontal price. So the price will not change until they meet the capacity. Once they meet this capacity, and after this, the supply function becomes vertical. So this is the supply function, and it's called marginal cost. जब तक capacity नहीं आएगी, this is horizontal, मतलब same price is charged for all the units, and after that it become vertical because firm cannot produce more than that. If I add here AR, which is also a demand function, and MR. Okay, so according to in equilibrium condition, equilibrium or the quantity is produced at a level where MR is equals to MC. If I look at MR is equals to MC, this is my MR and this is my MC. So this is the point, let's call it point A, where MR is equals to MC, and this much is the quantity Q1 is being produced at this level. And what price is charged? This is the price which is charged. Prices are charged according to AR. So let's call it P1. Okay. But what is happening at this equilibrium, conventional equilibrium condition, that firm is not reaching to its capacity. The firm is still having the excess capacity by this much. In order to sell this excess capacity, the firm will have to reduce its price such that the whole capacity of the firm is to be sold out. तो अब वो कौन सा पॉइंट होगा जिसके ऊपर ये सिचुएशन मीट करेगी? लुक, दिस वर्टिकल लाइन रिप्रेजेंट द क्वांटिटी. तो इस सिचुएशन में जो प्राइस डिटरमिन होगी, लाइक P1 would not be the never be the price because this is a price. It is not appropriate to sell the entire product, and the firm still is left out with some capacity which they really want to sell. ये जो रेड पोर्शन है ये इस एक्सेस कैपेसिटी को शो कर रहा है. तो ये एक्सेस कैपेसिटी को मीट अप करने के लिए व्हाट दे विल डू, दे विल रिड्यूस द प्राइस. तो प्राइस रिड्यूस करेंगे तो कहाँ पर आएगी एक्चुअली प्राइस? ये जो पॉइंट है ना, ये जहाँ पे एवरेज रेवेन्यू को कट करता है, दिस इज द प्राइस दे विल चार्ज. लेट मी मेक इट रेड. सो ये वो प्राइस है कि जो फर्म चार्ज करेगी. तो दिस इज सम पॉइंट, सम कमेंट्स रिगार्डिंग second degree price discrimination. It has lots of details, but right now just be focused on this much, and I will also share some handouts so that you can have some theoretical background as well. So moving on to the third top point, which is third degree price discrimination. Third degree price discrimination, just a minute. Yeah. थर्ड डिग्री प्राइस डिस्क्रिमिनेशन ये होती है कि firm is able to charge different prices by different people based upon their elasticity. Based upon their firm is able to charge different prices to different people or groups based upon their elasticity. So the same product has different elasticity for different groups. So there are certain groups which have elasticity 1 equals to 1, and there is another group which has elasticity for the product equals to 2. And assume that elasticity for the group 1 is less than group 2. So that means group 1 is inelastic and group 2 is elastic. Who will pay more price? Of course, the one who is less elastic. So let's see this thing in terms of a diagram. So let's have a diagram. If I make the diagram and I take quantity over here and the price over here, and I make another diagram for the second group, quantity here, price here, price here. So group 1 is, less elastic. Do you remember the relationship between elasticity and flow? They are inverse. So if less elastic, it would be steeper. So let's make a steeper demand function, AR1 or D1. And correspondingly आपको पता था, ये बीच में मैंने कहा था, ये इस तरह से आप हाईलाइट करोगे and then you will make a average revenue MR1. ठीक है जी. और इसके हिसाब से सपोज करें MC1 ये है. ठीक है जी, MC1. इसी तरह से हम दूसरा बनाते हैं. एज आई टोल्ड यू कि ये जो है ना, AR2, MR2, MC2. ठीक है जी. So what is the point where MR is equals to MC? It is this point, and here it is this point. How much quantity is being produced? Let's say Q11. What price is charged? This is the price being charged, P11. What quantity is produced? This much. ठीक है जी. What price is charged? P212. So you can see that steeper, higher the higher the lesser the elasticity, more the price is charged. So if you see here, this is elasticity 1, which is less than elasticity 2, and if you look at P11 is greater than P12. तो क्या हो रहा है कि ये एक ग्रुप है और इस ग्रुप से हाई प्राइस चार्ज हो रही है उसी प्रोडक्ट के लिए, और वो दूसरा ग्रुप जो है उसे लेस प्राइस चार्ज हो रही है उसी प्रोडक्ट के लिए. व्हाई इट इज सो? द डिफरेंस इज ओनली बिकॉज ऑफ डिफरेंसेस इन इलास्टिसिटीज. Okay, what are the major restriction or the condition for this market structure? There are some important conditions for third degree price discrimination, और वो क्या है? नंबर 1, नो resale of products bought from market with lower price and to be sold at market with high price. मतलब ऐसा नहीं हो सकता. मार्केट सेगमेंटेशन है, एक मार्केट दूसरी मार्केट से टोटली डिफरेंट है, अलग है, सेगमेंटेड है. ऐसा नहीं हो सकता कि कोई लो प्राइस मार्केट से कमोडिटी को परचेज करे और हाई प्राइस मार्केट में कमोडिटी को सेल कर दे. तो मार्केट सेगमेंटेशन, ये सेपरेशन कहते हैं. उसके बाद दूसरा है कि फर्म शुड बी एबल टू यानी उनके पास परमिशन हो टू चार्ज डिफरेंट प्राइसेस फ्रॉम डिफरेंट ग्रुप्स. ओके. और जो इसका तीसरा पॉइंट है, इंफॉर्मेशन होनी चाहिए, सेलर हैज information of segmented markets. मतलब ये information seller के पास है कि there are 2 categories of people and they have different elasticity, so that he can implement his policy of charging different prices to different markets.